I was on the way to visit a company that had been one of the first ones I helped after I started with the Small Business Administration a couple of years ago, Epec Industries Incorporated. I thought they were in good shape till I got a call from them asking me to pay another visit. The first time we met, they already had their share of ups and downs. Sounded like they'd run into trouble again. I remember that first visit. Good morning.
Mr. Paget.
That's right.
I'm Henrik Boss.
Pleased to meet you.
Good to see you. If you'll sign in, I'll take your hat and coat, and we'll join Dick, Mr. Hallett, down in the silk screen room.
Thank you.
Would you come this way?
Why not?
This is our company president, Richard Hallett. Mr. Paget of the SBA.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Hallett? What seems to be the trouble, and what can we do for you?
Well, I'll tell you, this company started out as a pioneer in printed circuits. Had some good ideas and a good product. I guess it seemed like a going thing, and they just stuck with it.
But other companies started coming along with better products. Epec got left behind.
There's thousands of companies like that. Technology marches on, and they never notice. If I were a gambler, why, I'd wager there isn't a manufacturer in the country who hasn't missed some new research that could help them turn out a better product.
Some other men and I bought the company a couple of years ago. We've seen a lot of red ink since. Hank here is a good research man, but he's new to printed circuits.
We're doing better than we were. I'd say we've caught up with the rest of the industry. But we're stymied. We use the silk screen method, same as everybody else. The circuit wiring gets painted on with a squeegee. When that's dry, the other side gets done the same way. Then the whole thing has to get touched up by hand. I tell you, it's more an art than a science. Mass production is out of the question.
We've been asked to bid on a very large production run for these boards, but you can't get the definition demanded with the silk screen method.
And we don't think anybody else can get it either, not by silk screen. But I've been fiddling with a process called photoresist.
Hank, before you get into that, let's go on back to my office. We can show Mr. Paget what we're talking about. I appreciate your coming down here today. But let me ask you a question straight out.
Oh, sure.
Have you ever had any experience in our field?
Well, I'm what's called a technology utilization officer. All of us TUOs are graduate engineers, and we've all worked in industry. Why, I've been in electronics for 20 years.
Oh, look now, don't take offense. This is a very specialized field. Our problems aren't like any other business you may be familiar with.
Now, Mr. Howard, there's hardly a manufacturer in the country doesn't think his problems are so special, no one else may help him. But when you figure the federal government is spending $17 billion a year on research, it's very possible somebody may have already found the answer you're looking for.
How do we get our hands on this material?
Well, that's where the SBA comes in. Congress gave us the job of putting the benefits of that research into the hands of small manufacturers. You see, there's thousands of government contractors, research labs, universities, you name it, that write up every useful-looking idea they find. And through me, why, you've got access to all those labs and all those people and over 100 million technical papers. My job is getting that research into the hands of small manufacturers, little companies like yours. Let's figure out what you need. If it's available, I'll find it and see that you get it. You think Hallett was convinced that I could help? He wasn't, but he agreed to let me have a try.
Clearinghouse, Eric Kite speaking.
Eric, this is Paget in Boston.
Yes, Ted.
I need some material on printed circuits. Could you send me a selected list of current reports on the subject?
Stanford, Professor Klagman's office.
This is Paget of the SBA in Boston. Is the professor in?
He's in class, Mr. Paget. Can I have him call you?
Well, tell him I've got some questions about photoresist techniques for printed circuits. Whether you've done anything on clean room standards for photoresist spray processes.
No, but you ought to talk to a company called Specialty Processes in Chicago, John Stanley. I'll get you his number.
Thanks, I've got it here. It's all in knowing where to look and who to ask. Before long, I had a stack of material ready for mailing. listings of government reports, magazine articles, names of people to contact. And I'd found some pamphlets and NASA tech briefs that looked very promising. Most of the companies that get in touch with me just have one little problem. They run the gamut. Machine shop operations, plastic and chemical products, textiles, metal fabrication, you name it. Usually a phone call, and we can knock off a penny or two on a per-unit cost, or maybe solve a packaging problem. Case closed, but not Epec. They had made a hopeful start. Bach felt he was beginning to see his way around some of the problems. Putting on the photoresist chemicals with a mechanical spray might give the nice even coat he needed. They were fishing in the right pond at last.
Hey, Hank. Hank, is that you?
Finishing up some little changes. Say, what's up?
Just got a call from George. Our first samples check out perfect, and they've hauled up the starting flag. We can go with our full production run as soon as you're set.
It's ready now. Be my guest.
Hey, she's a beauty. Hey, I'm going to give Ted Paget a call. Without him, we may never have come up with our photoresist application process.
While you're on the phone, ask him now that we can turn out the product with the new hardware.
I know. Should we consider building the machines and selling them as well? I'm not about to waste a nickel. Ted has great patience.
Did a fair amount of head scratching over that. Must have called folks in every part of the country to get a feel for the potential market. AEC, NASA, Sandia Corporation, Livermore Lab, Harry Diamond Lab. I talked to leading scientists and some of the biggest printed circuit users. And I went over Hallett's projected costs, financing picture, marketing, and distribution. I certainly can't oppose your idea to capitalize on your lead over the rest of the industry by manufacturing and selling an equipment line in addition to your product lines. I can see there's no holding you down. And heaven knows we don't want to. I moved my schedule. We'll get down to see you on the 14th, etc., etc. After that, I got too busy to think much more about Epec. A lot of companies that got in touch, I was able to help without even visiting. One small job shop was having problems with welding accuracy. I got them some space-age research information, which helped them solve their difficulty. Another time, there was a boatyard that had started fabricating plastic hulls. For some reason, the boats were springing leaks. I put them in touch with a company that examined a material sample and found they were using the wrong bonding agent. Now business is picking up, and the customers are staying dry. No more jokes about supplying bailing buckets as standard equipment with every sale. But here I am on my way to Epec again. Hopefully, there isn't something else getting in their way. They're good men, imaginative, yet careful. But why this trip? Well, I'll know soon enough.
You think we'll be able to get this new shipment out today?
There won't be any trouble.
Oh, Ted, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's a pleasure.
Huh?
Wow. So you did take the leap. And is it selling?
We're so busy we've had to take on another 100 employees. You know, our gross has doubled and, well, we haven't needed any red ink in months. Take a look.
Great.
We're getting inquiries from all over the world. Some of the biggest corporations in this country have ordered these small units for R&D, and universities want them for training.
Hey, let's go over and take a look at the flagship of our fleet, huh? The production model of our new equipment line, right over here.
Good idea.
This is it.
First rate. I take it the yellow lights are safe lights.
That's right.
Ted, we've all worked very hard for this. But I want to tell you, none of this could have happened without your help and encouragement.
Well, I'm mighty pleased, Dick. Mighty pleased.
Here, come over here. I want to show you how it works. found that a company can't survive unless it keeps up with technology. It's keep up or drop out.
Yes, I know.
Sure you do. I got a surprise. There's a national business magazine that's doing a story on how government-sponsored research can benefit small companies.
And you and the SBA are the big link in it all.
And we wanted you for the picture taking.
Well, thank you.
Hold it. Thank you. Okay, pack up just a little bit. That's fine.
I hope this story gets around. The SBA could be helping thousands of other small manufacturers in every field solve their technical problems and keep up with advances. All it takes is a call or a letter to the Small Business Administration. We're ready to help.